Today we're going to show a quick installation, step-by-step, of the Vetteworks Sharkbar. So the items that come with it, you obviously have your Sharkbar and two mounting brackets that go into the B-pillar, along with some other grommets that help make it look more like a professional factory look. This is on a C6 Corvette. The first step is to remove the roof panel, that goes along here. Start by removing these clips here. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. You're going to loosen them, or just let the panel hang a little bit and then slide the sail panel down, not remove this panel totally. I bought this trim puller tool from a local parts store. Worked very easy. Just use this smaller channel inside there to pull it off. Works great. Doesn't break your plastic. Next step is to disconnect the strut from the back hatch. In this case, I found a Swiffer broom handle that'll help prop this rod up, or prop the hatch up, and I'll lower the hatch and safely slide it in this little slot. And add a little protective cloth so it doesn't damage the carpet. Just lift up on this boot. I'll expose this clip and unplug this clip. That. It's to disconnect the defrost. And then you do the same for the other side as well. Same thing. Kind of a rubber boot. Slide it up and out of the way. Grab the clip, push down. Okay, with the boots up and the electrical connection disconnected, what you want to do is, I already removed these shocks, these struts from the little ball end, but you want to get a little screwdriver in between the strut and this clip. Pull this clip out. When you pull the clip out, then you're gonna simultaneously push out on the strut. Careful, there's a lot of grease, but push out as you pull out on the clip. I kind of put my shoulder into the hatch back here to kind of hold it up, simultaneously propping the rod. I'd recommend having somebody help you out on this. In this case, I don't have that option. Pop both struts off the mounting ball or stud, and then you can pop the sail panels off. There's also a little pin right here. Be very careful with your paint. Kind of pry the panel towards the front of the car. Work this underneath it. I already loosened this. Work it underneath it and then just kind of pop it up. Put some tape on the paint, probably wouldn't hurt. With the panels removed, laying down here, you take the supplied templates and you line the A and the B up on some plastic injection marks, or ejector marks, I mean. Either little raised circular pieces. Just lay the paper over and kind of feel where it is and push down, and you'll see an imprint. Really take your time and make sure this is lined up correct. Start drilling in the center with a 2-inch diameter hole saw, and drill a hole at low speed, and should work out. So line them both up. Technically, they want you to remove the seat belt down on the seat. I've had these seats in and out so many times, I'm kind of lazy. So I'm going to drill them, I'm going to protect the carpet, and I'll drill the holes in the car. We'll see if I regret that. Drilled the first hole in the sill panel here. Used a 2-inch hole saw for wood and plastic, just a various one like this. Then I used a scissors like this to deburr it. Kind of critical. because I didn't want to take off the seat belt, I just set the panel with the template taped in place on top of a box, and then I just drilled into the panel and right into the box. Makes a little bit of a mess, but it's just plastic. It'll vacuum up. Okay, now you're ready for the brackets for the Sharkbar, and you're going to want to remove this bolt here with the Torx socket number 50. And there's also another Torx beyond this panel on the bottom side of this retractor. Kind of hard to get at, but if you're careful, you can leave this panel on. Remove both items, both bolts from both sides, and then you can put the bracket on. Okay, so passenger side bracket is installed. Now, what I did was, this is the bracket here. I put this nut in, or this bolt in first to just kind of hold it in place. And then you put the tensioner in the slots, make sure it's seated firmly. And then I put the bolt in after that down here. You can see the bolt right here. Now the bracket is supposed to be, I believe, on the outside of this tensioner. And I don't have this on yet, but and then on the inside of this, if that makes sense. Okay, sliding the bar through the sail panels is a little tricky, but it can be done. Just slips through, kind of twist them in. But instead of going through the rear like I did, I slipped the bar through the back side with the sail panels on the back side. Do it in front of the B-pillar, right behind the seats, and then you have room to slide the bar back to the mounting points. So otherwise, you don't have clearance and you risk damaging your speakers back there. Don't ask me how I know that. So align the bar in the sail panels right in front of the B-pillar, kind of right in this line here, and then once the panels are on the bar, then just slide everything back. And just take your time. Some things get a little caught up, but it does slide in. So next is put the panels back in place and the bushings in, and should be good to go. Fastening the harness bar to the B-pillar brackets, I used a socketed Allen key with a U-joint on it. Tape off the bar in there to prevent scratches. I did it on the other side, only one layer, and it's still scratched through the tape. I'll touch it up with a little paint. But make sure you tape it off. Those bolts are real close to the bar. You don't want it scratching, because once you put this cover back, those scratches may be exposed. When you're reinstalling the sill panels, take your clip puller here, and when I pulled the panels, this white clip stayed in the body. I pull that back off and reattach it to the sill panel, and then put the sill panel back on. Here's the final product. Looks good, very rigid. I like the alignment relative to the seat. The only thing that I have a complaint about that I'll blame on myself is the drilling of the holes. They didn't seem to line up the best, but to the untrained eye it'll be just fine. And the grommets definitely help cover that up a bit. So very happy with it, very rigid. I would definitely do it again.